interview today with Dan. I met Dan about 12 years ago, I think. Crazy. We met through mutual friends. Dan's a youth worker living up in Southend. We're going to ask a few questions today and find out what he's been up to. So Dan, what's your job role and what do you get up to on a day-to-day basis? Maybe before all of this kicked off.
Yeah, sure. So my role is technically a youth and community worker. So I'm employed by a Methodist church to do youth work. But when I started, I didn't have any young people or any work going on. So I kind of came in and was given a blank canvas to kind of do stuff. So that was back in 2016, summer of 2016. And so took a couple of weeks to pray and then kind of just jumped into what I felt was the right thing to step out in. So we run a music mentoring project. It takes up about 3 days of my week, which involves one-to-one mentoring, mainly with at-risk or vulnerable young people. So we take referrals from schools or we take them from the council and work one-to-one with them. Now there's a team of 4 of us doing that. And then the rest of my week, it's the classic church youth work. So I run a kids club, a youth club. I do some chaplaincy work at the college and locally. And yeah, all the admin that those things require.
Cool. That sounds like a pretty full on week. Anyway, I wanted to ask you about your music mentoring. So I was very lucky to. I saw you at National Youth Ministry Weekend, and you did one of their little breakout talks about your music mentoring. And I found it, and I think most people did in that little session. It was really inspiring. And I remember you saying that you're a musician yourself. So we could end up thinking that, oh, well, Dan's this amazing musician, so that's how he's so good at music mentoring. But I left thinking like, I love music, but can't sing, can't play any instruments. But I left thinking that, oh, perhaps I could start something like that. So how did you end up starting this music mentoring service, which now I think even local authorities are referring young people to?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, really. I've been doing one-to-one mentoring in my last role, so I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years, and I've seen the real impact that has on young people. I stand by it being the most effective form of youth work in that, we all know one-to-one we can have much deeper levels of conversation. And I just put that and the music side of things together. So I ran a pilot in 2017, which is fancy way of saying I asked for any referrals that anybody would have and would be interested in doing, some music sessions. And I just ran it. So we're using a studio in Shoebury-Ness, which is not far away. And it's got a young person in. He told me all about the music he likes and he wants to write a song. And so I kind of just helped him with that, so I played a bit of guitar, a bit of keyboard with him. And, he wrote a couple of songs and it's really powerful. He really started to open up about his life as he's writing lyrics and like talking about that stuff, which is amazing. Normally with mentoring, it takes you up to 6 months to kind of have a level of conversation where you can kind of hear how someone's really doing when they've got some, additional needs in their life. And that has then transformed into a kind of more basic package where we now do one-to-ones with using mentors that haven't necessarily got live instrument experience, but maybe like yourself, love music and want to do more mentoring. And we use GarageBand, which is a free app on iPhones or the iPad, and we will teach a young person real basics of songwriting, and they can do it. We have young people that can write a song within the 45-minute first session. They come out thinking they're Quincy Jones or Will.i.am or someone like that, which is funny. So it's really, really straightforward, and it's really a love of music is the absolute key, and a love for young people. So anyone can start this, and we've helped others run similar projects elsewhere as well. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, definitely. After hearing you speak and asking you more questions about music mentoring, as a church, we got a bit of equipment, and although the one young person who I knew would be really up for it has ended up turning 18, and we still have contact with him, but isn't around as much, is the way things go. But from doing that, I've started to do a lot more one-to-one mentoring, not always music mentoring. But yeah, I remember you speaking about just how powerful and how, well one-to-one stuff works. So I'm doing a lot more of that now. So yeah, thank
Amazing. You. So good to hear, man.
So now we're in lockdown. Things are different at the moment, although things seem to be easing a little bit. What have you been still doing or not been able to do work-wise?
Yeah, so we closed down our kids club and our youth club, I think the week before the official lockdown, just realizing that was coming. So that's about half a day gone there. And then the music project, so I have 2 paid music mentors that work for me, and they we didn't want to furlough them. We wanted to just see what we could do over this time. So we've actually shifted our priorities threefold. So we are supporting the local food banks, and so complete what we would normally be doing. But my lead mentor has got a van, so he's invaluable to kind of helping the food bank bring in stock and stuff. And so I've been helping with that. And then we have gone out of our way to try and continue our one-to-ones. Bear in mind, we do about 20 up to 20 one-to-ones a week online. And so we've actually, those that have been interested, we've found that we can run our one-to-one sessions online. And I'm sure we know the importance of face-to-face work, but we've actually found that the results have been pretty remarkable through the online stuff. Both 2 of our mentees are going to actually have complete accredit. So we offer accreditations as part of our sessions as well. And 2 of our young people are going to complete the level 1 qualification by Wednesday. And a lot of that has been done virtually. So it's amazing. It's still totally possible. If you've got young people that are interested, it's doable. So that's been really cool to see. I don't know what you guys have been doing, but I've been doing worship every Sunday morning with in our studio. So I come in, no one's at the church at all, so it's a completely safe place to be. So I go in there and do the worship. So I've got a foot pedal doing the words, and then a couple of mics around me. So our internet is so poor that we can't have actual video of me on the screen. So it's just words. But it's been really helpful for those that can't necessarily get out at all. So yeah, a bit of that. So it's been kind of just see what we can do, see what works, and then stop doing stuff that doesn't. I think reflecting on what's been going well is really important, but also just to prepare. We've got to look at the reality that our youth work might look incredibly different in the next 6 months. Are we going to be able to meet again in September or June? And is it going to be social distancing? Is it going to be up to 10 people? So I think really getting ideas shaped and having backup plans now is really important, I think. So we're investing in video and PR stuff so that we've got a video that shows we can do our stuff virtually. Do you know what I mean? So we don't suddenly say in September, oh, actually we can't do this, that and the other, so we're going to have to furlough this person or do this or do that. So getting prepared, reflecting on stuff, there's always something to be doing, isn't there? And just at a basic level, getting back and praying. So many of us sit there and think and say oh, we don't have time for prayer meetings, or we don't have time to do this, that and the other. These are the times to use, to have that time. Do you know what I mean? We can never complain and say, oh, we didn't have the time to do this. We definitely have now the time to get before God and see what we should be doing. So
definitely.